Was 9/11 an inside job?
100%. It's a typical government operation.
Two suspects are in FBI custody after a truckload of explosives was discovered around the George Washington Bridge. That bridge links New York to New Jersey over the Hudson River. Whether the discovery of those explosives has anything to do with other events of the day is unclear, but the FBI has two suspects in hand, said the truck load of explosives, enough explosives were in the truck to do great damage to the George Washington Bridge.
Is it a United States government job, or is it a Zionist inside job?
Well, it's more a Zionist inside job.
I have the message about the remote control plane. Jason Torres on the air? Spencer, I got a message on that plane. It's a big truck with a mural painted of an airplane diving into New York City and exploding. I don't know what's in the truck. The truck is in between 6th and 7th on King Street. I'll send you in the bus right there for Westgate with a mural painted.
The reports we're getting now, 2 or 3 men arrested on the New Jersey Parkway. Deborah, can you hear me now?
Yes, I can. That is the information that I'm getting from two sources, that there was a van either on the New Jersey Turnpike or the Garden State Parkway, and that it was near the George Washington Bridge. There were 2 or 3 men who were in the van. The van was pulled over. It is not clear why the van was pulled over, but when it was, law enforcers found tons of explosives inside of the van. That is right now all I'm hearing, but again, 2 to 3 people in custody, and we are trying to get more information on that right now.
It has been more than 16 years since a civilian working for the Navy was charged with passing secrets to Israel. Jonathan Pollard pled guilty to conspiracy to commit espionage and is serving a life sentence. At first, Israeli leaders claimed Pollard was part of a rogue operation, but later took responsibility for his work. Now, Fox News has learned some U.S. investigators believe that there are Israelis again very much engaged in spying in and on the U.S., who may have known things they didn't tell us before September 11th. Fox News correspondent Carl Cameron has details in the first of a 4-part series.
Since September 11th, more than 60 Israelis have been arrested or detained, either under the new Patriot anti-terrorism law or for immigration violations. A handful of active Israeli military were among those detained, according to investigators, who say some of the detainees also failed polygraph questions when asked about alleged surveillance activities against and in the United States.
The operatives have been instructed to ensure that the explosives went off at a point that was high enough to prevent people trapped above from escaping.
You gotta get back from here. You know that. You gotta get back.
All right. Again, what you're seeing are high shots. Now, here we're going to show you a videotape of the collapse itself. Describe that. Now we go to videotape the collapse of this building.
It's amazing.
Amazing, incredible, pick your word. For the 3rd time today.
out! Watch out! Let me get a shot. Where they at? Where they at?
New video of the street-to-street fighting in Fallujah was released late on Wednesday. The footage shows U.S. Marines facing a resistance while advancing through the narrow streets of one of the neighborhoods of Fallujah.
West! Hey, he's in that garage! This one right here? Yeah! He's in there! We got friendlies on the road! Everybody, frag out! Frag out!
Which door's moving? Finish shooting.
Watch to your right. I got this one. I mean your left. I got this one for you. Matt, watch your right. Me and Meadows going left.
I'm gonna shoot it again when I get down there.
Still live. Hey, more to the right.
Zionism is the government in Washington. Everybody knows that.
So the United States government is controlled by Zionists.
Yes. Well, in Congress, have you ever heard any congressman stand up and make a speech denouncing Israel? Well, you won't.
With that said, and these bankers know that, you know, their time can be limited, no
Yeah.
matter how much money they got, what would they be capable of?
Well, right now they're capable of staying on top of the current, and they have enough money to buy into anything they want to. So they're trying to keep control. Of course, they have no control over the internet. Anything can come on the internet. And so they're just trying to ride it out.
She's still telling me what to do. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Are we rolling tape on that?
Just a one-finger victory salute.
Everybody knows that it makes no sense that you send a kid to the emergency room for a treatable illness like asthma. They end up taking up a hospital bed. It costs, you gave them treatment early, and they got some treatment and a breathalyzer, or an inhalator, not a breathalyzer. I haven't had much sleep in the last 48 hours. What they'll say is, well, it costs too much money. But you know what? It would cost about the same as what we would spend over the course of 10 years. It would cost what it would cost us. All right. Okay. We're going to. It would cost us about the same as it would cost for about, hold on one second, I can't hear myself. But I'm glad you're fired up, though. I'm glad.
If you remember the number of people today who talk through a machine, a BlackBerry or an internet, and everything has got to be done in such speed, do people really think through what they're doing before they do it? That's one of the big questions. And supervision has not been up to scratch. And if you have regulation, you've got to have supervisors. And supervisors have got to be well paid.
Read the facts! Not the facts that have been misconstrued by the Zionist propaganda. The facts that are reality. for hundreds of years in Yemen, in Morocco, in Tunisia, in Palestine, in Egypt. What Arab land have not Jewish people been living together with Muslims without any human rights groups? Tell me what land the Jews did not live in harmony with the Muslims. In Iran, we have over 25,000 Jews there, thank God. Why? Because this is not a religious conflict. It's purely because of a political movement, a relatively new movement, which is antithetical, contradictory to the Jewish religion of thousands of years.